Brandon Byron Jennings, born September 23rd, 1989. Alright, it's time I let you guys in on a secret. In my glory days, I was a hooper. I starred in high school, played Division I, and also professionally. And I'm a lefty, so you know, and I know I say this a lot, but this is my guy. Derrick Rose, John Wall, and Dennis Smith were top 3 high school mixtapes I've seen. But this guy has to be in there. He was insane in high school. I came up around the same time, so I watched guys like him and Sebastian Telfair closely. Everyone thought he would be the next Allen Iverson. Everyone. I mean, could you imagine a left-handed AI? This was that guy. Fast, athletic, could shoot from anywhere, swag on 100, could pass. Brandon Jennings had it all in high school. Born in Compton, California, Jennings attended Dominguez High School in Compton for his freshman and sophomore year. Before his junior year, Jennings transferred to powerhouse Oak Hill Academy. In his last year of high school, Jennings averaged 35.5 points per game and set the school record for points in a season. This performance earned him some of high school basketball's most prestigious awards: the 08 Naismith Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year, Parade Magazine Player of the Year, EA Sports Player of the Year, and he also led his team to a 41-1 record and top ranking that season. He was rated in the nation's #1 high school basketball prospect in the class of 08 by Scout.com and #1 by ESPN. He was also a McDonald's All-American and Jordan Brand Classic participant, plastered on many magazine covers at that time. In August 2006, Jennings was set to join USC. On April 24, 2007, he instead committed to the Arizona Wildcats because he wanted to play with Jared Bayless. In June 2008, Jennings announced that he was considering being the first American to skip college to play professionally in Europe. The NBA requires players to be at least 19 years old and 1 year removed from high school before entering the league, meaning that Jennings could not enter the 08 draft. Jennings declared that his goal was to play in the NBA, and that playing overseas instead of at an American college could be his best route to gain the experience and make money until he was eligible to join the league. Yo, what's up? It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and today we're doing Young AI, Young Lefty, my guy, Brandon Jennings. Eschere. Stunt number 1, Celta Sbagliata, aka Bad Choice. On July 16, 2008, Jennings signed with l'Automatica Roma of the Italian Serie A. The contract he signed with Roma was for $1.6 million. Under Armour then gave Jennings $2 million to showcase their products in the Euro League. Jennings was the first player to play for a European team rather than playing college. Jennings went on to average 7 points, 1 assist, shooting 38% from the field, 26% from 3. The reason I think this stunted young Brandon's career was because it took him out of his swag, man. It took him out of his element as the young god. It made him have to grow up in the wrong way. Going there, he was planted on a team where he wasn't the man at all. This taught him how to let his ego go. That was a bad decision. Star players, especially with the expectation he had, need ego. In my opinion, this really hurt him going into the draft. On June 25, 2009, Jennings was selected 10th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in the 2009 draft. He became the first player who skipped college to play professional basketball in Europe to be drafted by an NBA team. Jennings also made a notable appearance at the draft. He had initially decided not to attend the draft and preferred to stay at a family function. After he was drafted by the Bucks, he left the function and headed to Madison Square. He later came out on stage after the 14th pick was announced to have his picture taken with Commissioner David Stern. Jennings would debut on October 30, 2009 against the Sixers. He recorded 17 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, and hit 2 3-point shots and played 34 minutes that game. On November 14, 2009, in just his 7th game of the NBA season, Jennings scored 55 points in a win over the Golden State Warriors after going scoreless in the first quarter. Jennings erupted for 29 points in the third. He broke the team record for most points by a rookie previously set by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He became the youngest player to ever score 55, collecting the second highest total for a player under 21, behind only LeBron James. During All-Star Weekend, he competed in the Skills Challenge. Jennings started all 82 games as a rookie and led the Bucks to the playoffs for the first time in 4 seasons, where they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in 7 games. Jennings went on to have a great rookie season and looked primed to be the next up. He would go on to average 15 points per game, 5 assists per game that season, and he was as advertised. He definitely had next. The next season would be much more of the same. He would up his scoring average to 16 points per game while averaging 4 assists. In 2012-2013, he would average career highs of 19 points per game and 5 assists per game. By this time in his career, he was borderline an all-star like everyone expected. Stunt number 2, should have taken the deal. Free agency. At the end of the 2012-13 season, he sought out a long-term contract, saying he would not return to Milwaukee if they did not work out an agreement. Despite this, he reportedly turned down a 4-year extension worth $40 million. This is where Brandon Jennings went wrong. Now, you might say that a $10 million a year contract for a borderline all-star isn't a good deal. But had he signed, he wouldn't have to worry about leaving a city he was comfortable in and thriving. Also, he could just focus on getting better, knowing the team is invested in him as the point guard of the future. Instead, he didn't sign and had the weight of showing them wrong on his shoulders all season. This also causes a disconnect with the player and franchise, which can't be good. The franchise will now be looking elsewhere for your possible replacement. If they find it, you're out. He should have signed, in my opinion. They went on to lose to the defending champion Miami Heat, who would repeat as champions that season. On July 31st, 2013, Jennings was signed and traded to the Detroit Pistons in exchange for Brandon Knight. He agreed to a 3-year contract reportedly worth $25 million. On December 5th, 2013, Jennings returned to Milwaukee in a win over the Bucks, finishing with 17 points and 11 assists. On January 11, 2014, in a game against the Suns, Jennings recorded 16 assists in the first half, tying Isaiah Thomas's franchise record for most assists in a half. On January 16, 2015, Jennings scored a season-high 37 points on 10 of 23 in a 98-96 win over the Indiana Pacers. Stunt number 3, career-defining injury. On January 25, 2015, Jennings was ruled out for the rest of the season due to a ruptured left Achilles tendon that required surgery. On the season, he averaged 15.4 points, 16.6 assists, and 1.1 steal in 41 games. Later that year, December 17, 2015, Jennings voluntarily reported to the Grand Rapids Drive, the Pistons D-League affiliate, on a rehab assignment. In his debut with the Drive on December 19, Jennings recorded a double-double with 11 points and 12 assists in 27 minutes. He was recalled by the Pistons the next day. On December 29th, Jennings made his first appearance of the season for the Pistons, scoring 7 points and adding 4 assists in 16 minutes off the bench against the New York Knicks. He would go on to average career lows that season of 6 points per game. On February 16, 2016, Jennings was traded to the Orlando Magic. He would go on to play for the Knicks, Wizards, China, G League, and back to Milwaukee in 2017-18. He would never average even close to 10 points per game in the 5 seasons after the injury. It really sucks what injury could do to a player's career, but I really think Had he signed that extension in Milwaukee the first time, he would be straight right now. He would have gotten a bigger contract later in his career and he would be all good. But hey, things happen, times change. He's now back with Milwaukee, so let's see if this guy can turn it around. He's still young and he's still good. I'm JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out.